everyone. So today is March 14th, but you won't be seeing this until I think mid to late April. And that's because I am starting something very fun. So if you don't already, which I'm sure you do, follow Soil and Margaritas here on YouTube and Instagram, Roxana, she reached out to me and two other gardeners for a really fun idea of a mystery seed swap. So each one of us was assigned someone else to swap seeds with. So it's me, Soil and Margaritas, the Thrifted planter, and Broadway Gardener. Now, Nikki, Broadway Gardener, is the one who sent me seeds, and I sent my seeds to Roxana. So I know what Roxana is growing, but I have no idea what I'm about to grow. So what I'm gonna do today is read the instructions on the seeds, because we sent along the seeds and the planting instructions, and we'll open these up and get these sown, and we'll see if we have any idea of what they are now. But this video is also going to include, hopefully, some sprouts about a month from now. So maybe we'll be able to tell by then, but maybe not. I'm not the best at identifying, well, definitely not different seeds, but even not the best at identifying plants unless I've already grown them in the garden. But I really love like mysteries and trying to figure out different challenges, so I think this will be really fun. So let me first read you what is on the little seed packet that Nikki sent me. Also, just quickly wanted to mention, I think everybody is planning to post their initial video on the same day, so check down below and I should have the links to everyone else's video. So this is what I got from Nikki. She also sent some seeds like that I actually know what they are to grow, just extra ones, so that was really nice. I have even more chives now. But here is what is on the seed packet, both back and front. So on the front, it says it's a perennial in zone 8 to 11, so not a perennial here. It is deer resistant, which is great, but nothing I have to worry about on my rooftop deck, although I'd be very amazed if I one day saw a deer appear. It's edible, which is exciting, but definitely doesn't mean necessarily that it's like a fruit or veg, because it could just be an edible flower. Good in a container, which again, also great. And pinching is encouraged. So if pinching's encouraged, maybe it is more a flower, although it could still be fruit or veg. Anyway, that's on the front here. On the back, it says full sun. I can direct sow 1 to 2 weeks after last frost. So it's definitely a warmer plant, not something I'd want to necessarily plant on the last frost date. 60 degrees soil temp, starting indoors, which is what I'm going to do. Start 6 to 8 weeks before, right about 8 weeks right now, before last frost, 70 to 80 degrees soil temp. Germination in 8 to 12 days. Sow 6 seeds every 12 inches, so about a couple inches apart. And row spacing is 24 inches. Now I think, because I don't know what these are, I'm probably gonna grow them in a separate container, so I don't have to worry too much about row spacing, but maybe I'll get like a 12-inch diameter container and sow 6 of the plants in there. I have read the instructions before, have absolutely no idea what it is. I have restrained myself from doing any sort of Googling because I do want to be surprised, but I haven't opened the seeds yet. So let's do that now, and I'll see if they look familiar to me at all. I think I actually need to grab a pair of scissors, so I'll be right back. All right, so I've gone ahead and cut open the seed pack, and I'm going to take them out. And there's a good amount of seeds in here. Let me see if I can show them on camera without spilling them. So this, I think, is probably a bit easier to see. So they are dark brown, pretty long, but overall smaller seeds. They look familiar, but I can't identify them off the top of my head. If you already know, comment down below. So like I said, I have absolutely no idea what these seeds are. I'm sure there are some of you out there who are like, these are obviously fill in the blank, but I'm actually kind of excited. I still don't know. Like if I'd opened them up and they were gomphrena seeds, I'd be like, oh, obviously I already know what they are. So there's still some sort of mystery here. So what I'm going to do is I have 3 of these little nursery pots. I'm going to plant, well, multiple seeds in, but I think I'm going to kind of try to plant them in 2 different spots in each of these cups. That way I can get like the 6 every 12 inches, so I can get 6 in 3 of these cups. And then I will just separate them either when I want to transplant them outside, or if they get too big, I'll just separate them into 2 different nursery cups. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. All I'm gonna do is just poke my finger once there, once right there. They're pretty small, so I'm not gonna make the hole too deep. I don't even know if you can actually see that. And then I'm just gonna drop like 2 or 3 or more if my fingers are too sticky to the seeds. So I think I have 3 in each hole, and then just covering them up. And I forgot if I mentioned this, but I already did pre-moisten the soil. I don't think it said anything as far as like needs light to germinate, so I should be good covering these up. And then I'll plan to keep them, maybe I'll keep them underneath the dome. I'll show you that in just a second. The dome that I still have my Bird of Paradise seeds that are 30 years old from my friend's grandma. I'll keep them under the same dome and then see, hopefully by April, if these are sprouting. I don't know if I have much hope for the Bird of Paradise seeds. I think we're kind of coming up on a month after I planted them, and it said they would start sprouting within a month, so we'll kind of see, but hopefully I will have some of these sprouts on there. So I now have all 3 of these potted up. Just again going to cover that. All done. And then we'll go ahead and I'll put these in the dome. Actually, I need to label them first. I'll label them, the date that I planted them, put them in the dome, and then I will probably see you guys in about a month. All right, so I have them in the bathroom. These are the 3 mystery seeds that I've labeled and dated. These are the Birds of Paradise that have not sprouted. And then I'm going to place the little dome on top. And I'm just going to store them over in the corner for now. So the seeds are sown. I still have about, I'd estimate 30 seeds left in this packet. So I'm going to save this because even though I start most of my seeds inside for my garden, I always direct sow some too because I have this fear that all of the plants I start inside are gonna die. So I always plant extra. I will maybe direct sow some of these anyway, even if the original ones that I've started do fine. But yeah, I'm really excited to try to figure out what this is. Like I said, if you already know, let me know in the comments and maybe comment like March dash, so I know that you figured it out in March. And then the next part of this video will be in about a month in mid-April. We should have some sprouts and maybe even a better idea of what these seeds are. So I will see you in a month. Hello again. So it has been about just over a month since you saw me last. For you, it's just been a few seconds, but I'm here now to give you an update on the mystery seeds. And guess what? I still have no idea what they are. So as a refresher, although you don't need a refresher because you just saw it, I planted 3 of these pots full of the mystery seeds. And I labeled them here, Mystery 314, the planting date. So here's what they look like in these pots. I just watered, probably not a smart idea because now it's dripping on me, but you can see they're still pretty small. None of these, well maybe there's tiny true leaves, but they haven't really put on a lot of size yet to make them very identifiable, unless some of you out there are really good at this and already know what they are. So I have 3 of these pots. What I also did, because I'm always terrified that when I plant something, it's going to die, so I plant multiple backups of it, and then usually nothing dies and I have way too many plants. But I planted up about a week later when I did my first round of warm weather annuals. I planted 4 in little peat pellets, and I brought one over to show you also. So this was planted about a week later, and you can see how much further along it is, and there are true leaves there as well. The leaves I feel like are a little bit of an identifier. I mean, they have kind of those sharp edges on the side, or serrated edges, not sure the exact term for it, but this is probably the one I had that's furthest along. And I don't know if it's because the peat pellets were under the grow light, whereas I think all of the mystery seed cups I've been keeping in the sunlight versus the grow light. If maybe that's why it's a little bit further along, or if it's just planting in the material of the peat pellets versus the potting medium that I used for the seeds. Either way though, I do have a lot. They're coming along, but again, these ones are much further. So I still don't have anything that I'm like certain, yes, this is what it is. I will say, at least compared to the other seeds I'm starting, those leaves, the true leaves here, look the most like my asters. So it might be an aster or something close to it, but I say that with like 5% certainty because these leaves do seem a little bit longer and narrower, whereas my aster seeds are a little bit wider and shorter in comparison to the rest of the plant. So I still have no idea. Let me know down below now by looking at any of those if you know what they are, you think you know what they are. Now, if you identified the seeds back in the portion of the video that was from March, write March and then what you think it is. And then if you have an idea now in April, write April and what you think it is. And then we can see how many people were correct. Probably more than me. Also, everyone else that's participating should have their video on the mystery seeds live right now. I think we're all scheduling these at the same time. So go check everyone out. I will link them down below in the description, but this has been really fun. I mean, I'm slightly disappointed that I don't already know what it is. I'm not that much of a master gardener, but it is still fun kind of trying to figure out the mystery of what these plants are gonna be. I will move them outside around the same time I move everything else out, around mid-May. I think I'm gonna plant these up in their own pot, just so I can label them separately and keep an eye on them. And I probably won't give you another update in a whole separate video, but I'll probably include it in like monthly garden tours or within some other videos as I make them. But yeah, this has been really, really fun. So again, let me know if you know or what you think it is down below. Check out everyone else's video on the mystery seeds, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.